Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm 1 minute late to my own stream. I was just making sure the stream music and everything was working correctly because I had to restart OBS first in the chat. Welcome. How are we doing this Saturday evening, this October Saturday evening? I have this on the screen for a moment. This is just fan art of my Neopets. I have some others. I was thinking maybe we could do like spooky spooky animal food hybrids, like a candy corn bat or a pumpkin cat or something, like, some spooky stuff because it is spooky season. I was inspired enough. I was doing Halloween art of my Neopets. I finished this one earlier. I have no idea where the green light's coming from. I just wanted green light on a Halloween thing. And hello, how are you doing? How are we doing this Saturday? And then I did this Bloomeroo, which looks better on the pure white background, which you can't even see his outline color. He's ghostly. He's ghost colored, so he does have a glow around him, but with the white background and OBS you can't see it. But rest assured there is a glow around him, hence the red eyes. He is a ghost. Good evening. How are we doing? I like the pumpkin. So I was doing, and all the candies are actual like Neopets items as well, or at least Grundos Cafe Neopets items. So they're all based on real in-game items. And the bucket, the Halloween Aisha bucket, Halloween bucket, is an actual item in game as well. So I thought that was cute. And then this guy, I need to finish my Lutari, my favorite one, in the color on Grundos Cafe, and fan made color they did. He's got the pumpkin on his head, like the headless horseman or whatever. But I thought it would be cute to have him with the head under his arm after a long night of trick-or-treating. You're just passing by to say sup, catch you later. Thanks for stopping in to say hello. But anyway, that got me in the Halloween spirit, so until people rolled in, I was going to work on this for a minute or two, but it looks like there's already a couple people in chat. So I guess, let me get back to the hybrids and all that, the stream folder. So I was thinking maybe brainstorming, sketching some spooky animal food hybrids. I'm just gonna write things out. I thought candy corn bat might be kind of cute, but if the chat thinks otherwise, we'll do something else. But candy corn bat, because I was thinking that the fangs could be little candy corns, and then I don't know where maybe it's multiple candies. It's just candy bat, and then there's like candy corn teeth, and then I don't know, the ears could be some other kind of candy. I have to brainstorm what other types of candies, but I think a bat made out of Halloween candy would be kind of cute. And then we could do maybe like a cat pumpkin, because there's cute orange cats that are already very round and pumpkin shaped. And all you'd need to do is give big yellow eyes and put a little stem on his head, like something like that. Whatever. Cute or horror. In general, cute. Though if there is a scary idea, I'll cutify it. Like, forever and ever ago I did, shoot, let me go back. I think this time last year, actually, I did, where is it? From Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, right here. Chica. So, like, I cutified it. You know what I mean? So if there's, like, a spooky idea that would otherwise be kind of creepy or body horror, I'll cutesy it, But I'm open to ideas, just in general. And then I never finished, shoot, I can't remember, Shipwrecked, this horror game with, like, the creepy guy on the sail. I never finished that. I should. So I'll take a creepy idea and make it cute, basically. Or we could just go straight up cutesy, pumpkin cat, candy bat. I'm trying to think of a third thing. These are cutesy. Maybe something spooky made cute. Like a friendly werewolf that's made out of chocolate or something, I'm just sketching kitty cat down here. Big round pumpkin shaped body. And he could have a little tag on him that's pumpkin related as well. He could have a little pumpkin name tag. It's kind of just a Halloween costume on a cat, but it is cute, and it is kind of a food animal hybrid. It's a cat in a pumpkin costume. I don't know, something silly like that. You got an idea. Candy cane elephant. Oh, that's cute. For Christmas, that might be a really cute idea. Have the trunk be striped. I think we're doing Halloween stuff. I guess you could do like a black and orange Halloween candy cane. But candy cane to me says Christmas. But I do like that idea. I think it's really cute. I can just see it in my mind's eye now. Let me think. What else is a Halloween food? There's candy. There's pumpkins. There's, I don't know. When I was a kid, she's having internet issues tonight. Bummer. I hope I'll send her whatever I draw in stream so she can show it to Beanie, because I'm sure Beanie will like it. I'm trying to think of other Halloween things. When I was a kid, they used to hand out like apple cinnamon donuts at the fire station. That was a thing they'd hand out. So maybe like a cider and donuts, something or other. I guess I could start on just the candy bat and we could go from there. Because I think a candy bat would be the most Halloween idea. I think. Cider donuts, that's kind of more autumnal than spooky Halloween, but if the donut's like purple with orange sprinkles or black with orange sprinkles or something, that could work. What other Halloween foods are there? Caramel apples, that's a good one too. A caramel apple. I like the ones they do at Disney, that they make them look like the poison apple from Snow White, where they have like the green goo and then like the skull face on them. I think those are pretty sweet. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping in again. Let me think. You know what? We'll start with the candy bat, and as our brains warm up. Yeah, pumpkin pies. We can do. I'll maybe just write these things down. Pumpkin pies. Candy apples. Donuts and cider. Because it could be just autumnal and not necessarily Halloween, but since Halloween is right around the corner, I thought it might be fun to do something Halloween-y. So this will be the fun brainstorming, is let me get a cute bat shape going. Let me just look up cute cartoon bat. I think I can draw one without looking up ref, but it's always good to have a few ideas of what other people do with cute bats. I want really big ears, that's for sure. In my mind's eye, I see very big ears. I don't know what candy or food would work for the ears. The ears might just be ears. But we'll figure something out. An episode of... I don't know what those letters stand for. I'm so sorry. So what are we drawing today? Well, I thought it might be fun to do animal food hybrids that are Halloween-y or autumnal. I was thinking a candy bat. So I'm just going to draw a cute bat shape, and then I can figure out what elements to replace with candy. I was thinking for the teeth to have candy corn. I think that would be cute to have fangs that are candy corns. I don't know if I want his mouth open. I think it's cuter without. And then if we brainstorm things like, I don't know, maybe the wings could just have like chocolate swirl on them, or I'm not sure. Maple leaf ears. Oh, that'd be cute. That has like the veins in it too. Kind of. Let me just write maple leaf. I'll actually Google maple leaves because I know they have points on them. You know. I'll revise the ears to be more leafy, but it could just be a fall bat, so it could be candy corn and leaves and pumpkins and it stands for Battle for Dream Island, basically like Total Drama Island, but with objects as the characters. Oh, I've heard of Total Drama Island. That was big, like, I felt like I was just slightly too old for it when it came out, but I think my sister probably would have watched that. Because she was into, like, she's a couple years younger than me, she was into, like, the live-action Disney shows, Hannah Montana and stuff like that. I feel like that's around when Total Drama started airing. But I could be wrong. I just feel like that's correct. Fall color maple leaves. Yeah, we'll do very warm fall color everything. To set the mood, I think I'll make the background a nice warm too. Maybe make it super dark and brown. And then I'm going to change the sketch to be white so we can actually see what we're drawing. I can see on my end, but I know the contrast is kind of messy on OBS. Do something very dark maybe, and then, or, you know what? Actually, we're gonna make it bright and sunny for now. And then we can change it later. Because I just want something that'll work well with warm fall colors. Maybe that's cuter. Okay. Yeah, he can be flying around in the daytime. Why not? I like when cartoon bats have the little fluff around their neck, so I'm gonna do that. I don't know what this could be. Maybe cotton candy, maple colored cotton candy, something like that. Be kind of hard to tell it's cotton candy. You could do maybe a stringy texture on it like that. That kind of makes it look cotton candy-y. And the wings could also be leaves. Like, that's a lot of leaf, but I'm not mad about it because they can be different colors. Different color autumn leaves. A long time ago I did a bat that was like a bat leaf hybrid, but it wasn't a very good piece, so I'm okay to revisit that idea. It's always good to revisit good ideas you had every couple of years when your skill levels up and see where you're at, what you're capable of. There's a few pieces like that I've drawn over the years that I should revisit. I feel like his arm needs to be a little shorter. That's way too long of an arm for this little fella. Maybe stumpier. I think his little fingies would be up here. Like that, and then the wing would be a little smaller. Quite a bit smaller, actually. Something like... And I'll again revise these to be more leaf-like, but just want to get the shape and size down. Let me see, what do they do actually for the fingers on the wings of I'll just make it a wing, because I was gonna have it be like a hand wing hybrid like they do for Neopets, the Corbat, but I'm just gonna make it a wing, keep it real simple. And that makes it more leaf-like, and I can make it bigger without it looking weird. There we go, problem solved. I was gonna do little hands. Alright, I'll look up some fall leaves in a moment. Just want to make sure these are about the same size, roughly. Alright, and then something like that. Love bats. Me too. They were my first favorite animal before I fell in love with otters. They're cute and they're very helpful. If you live anywhere where there's a lot of bugs, get a bat house and they'll eat them all up. And did I mention they're cute? Because they're very cute. Alright, candy corn fangs, and then I want him to have little bat feet. And maybe his claws could also be candy corn, but that might also be... That might be a little over the top. I'm not sure. It's kind of cuter if they're just simple little feet. Maybe even we want smaller and stubbier than that. Yeah, something like that. A little cuter. You have a plant-based bat called Sprout. You may remember him as the green member of the Rainbow Gang I talked about. Oh, that's cute. I like a plant-based bat. That's cute. Because the nose could also be a leaf. It's kind of leafy shaped too. Lots of leaves. Part of this bat. This I'll just make maple colored, and it could be implied to whether it's cotton candy or some woodsy thing. I'm not sure. And if we're doing leaves everywhere, I kind of want to do like maybe a little acorn hat on his head if we're going autumnal. It's a cute little accessory for him. And then, let me think. He wouldn't have a tail or anything. 'Cause again, I was thinking Neopets, where the Neopets one has a little devil tail on him. I'm like, he's not a real bat. That's a Neopet. We'll look up some leaves here shortly. What else can we do to Halloweenify him? Candy corn, leaves, some kind of maple cotton candy fluff. He could have a little tummy that's a different color, perhaps. Or he could have like some kind of chocolate swirl around him, like that. Like he's like caramel colored and he's got a chocolate swirl on him. Sent a message talking about the seasons of BFDI. Oh yeah, let's see. Battle for... Oh, right above there I say there are 5 seasons. Season 1, Battle for Dream Island. Season 2, Battle for Dream Island again. Season 3, Island Dream for Battle. Season 4, Battle for BFDI. Finally, Season 5, BFDI Battle for the Power of 2. There's some interesting season names. It's like Battle Again. Battle Again. It reminds me of if you go to like Michael's or Joann Fabrics or any of those like craft stores, they have like draw anime books, and then they have like draw more anime. Whatever. Draw animals. Draw more animals. It's a good sequel naming convention. I back it. And we'll have him flying around. Perhaps some leaves falling around him. Just to add a little motion. Maybe some of those little propeller seed things. Twisting and falling around. Little leaves falling. Kind of want to fit them in the nooks and crannies. I want there to be like kind of a feeling of like this shape going on. So maybe have those fall in this kind of arrangement. Yes, like Apple Volume 1, 2, and 3. Correct. It's a good naming convention. It cuts right to the chase. What more do you need? Maybe one outside the... yeah, if I have it go this way, it kind of fits the shape. And then this one can go like this. Then they're all kind of following this, like, cool swirl. So what do you think? We could do, like, chocolate syrup on his belly, leaves for the ears and wings, candy corn fangs. What else could we do to autumnify him? There are many characters who are based on objects. There's fire, leafy, rocky, snowball, tennis ball, golf ball, etc. That's a solid lineup of characters. A treat bag full of mosquitoes. I don't know how I would draw that. It would be kind of dark. I'm trying to think. If I have a bag and there's like little stingers sticking out, little eyeballs with X's in them. It's funny, but it's not as cutesy as I think the direction we're going in, because this is very like sweet and wholesome and storybooky. But that's a funny idea. That's the best way I could come up to it. And people would be like, what is that? I don't think it would be clear enough that it's mosquitoes. Let me think. He could be carrying like a little treat bucket with his foot claws here. A little Halloween treat bucket. I'm on a treat bucket kick with the Neopets I was drawing. Then what kind of candy? He wouldn't... I don't want to put a bucket of mosquitoes. Perfect, yeah. I don't know if it matches the tone. Alright, well he's got a bucket. I don't even know if this is a good idea or not. It's just an idea. It was kind of better without it, actually, but I'm just spitballing here. Just trying to think. What would be in a bat's... It would be bugs, or he could be a fruit bat, but he's not. He's got vampire teeth. You know what? We're going back on the bucket. You can be FNAF and go FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAF 4, but then begin to give the games actual names like FNAF Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, FNAF VR, Security Breach, and Secret of the Mimic. Yeah, getting a little bit more creative with the names as time goes on. You know, we're not doing the bucket. I think there's enough going on with the leaves for the background of it all. I think that's fine. I'm just trying to think of any other touches I could add to make him look more... I guess the colors will bring it all together, right? We're going to do a lot of oranges and reds and maybe some greens and yellows. So let's look up autumn leaves. Autumn leaves. Alright. I think I want to do maple leaf... Yeah, maple leaf wings. Because that's got a good bat wing shape, because there's a lot of points. think that'll work just fine. So let's brainstorm how to fit leaf shapes in here. I want to name him Maple. I think that's a great name for him. Do kind of going out like this. I want to round these points out too, so there's nothing too sharp looking, but I do want it to look like, you know, a maple leaf, which does have points. This is kind of bothering me because I want this to curve inward, so maybe I'll just cheat it and make it like that. I think that's a little better. Maple Leaf is a great name. I think it's a great name. And it's going to be very appropriate because he's going to have 2 giant maple leaf wings, which I think are going to be very cute. Let's just make this a normal part of a wing. Then this can be... The maple leaves are pretty simple, the veins anyway, or whatever they're called. I guess it would be a vein, right? I kind of want to add one more point here, just so I can add. Another point there. It's too busy. Too busy. Keep it simple. Just add lines just to add a little character. Maybe even bring it up a little bit. Just check to make sure it wasn't already taken down from Warrior Cats. There's no official warrior cat named Maple Leaf. That would be a good warrior cat name. I don't know anything about warrior cats except that their names have to be like a natural word mixed with something else, right? Because somebody mentioned that Garfield counts as a warrior cat name because a garf is a type of fish, and then field. So, or a gar is a type of fish. So Garfield is technically a warrior cat's name. And that's literally all I know about warrior cats. Despite I was big into the Redwall books as a kid, so I narrowly missed being a warrior cats kid because I think that would have been right up my alley. No pun intended. I think that would have been right up my street, but I was slightly too old for it when it was really popular. It's another one of those bandwagons I missed by just being old. I was very into Redwall though, so books about animals on adventures was very appealing to me. Though in Redwall they're anthropomorphic and they wear clothes and have little swords and stuff. The warrior cats are like cats, right? Like they're like feral cats that don't get on 2 legs and carry around weapons, I don't think. I could be wrong there, but I think they're just cats. Let's see, you're also on your final book of the first series of Warrior Cats, The Prophecy Begins. How is it? I'm assuming good if you're reading multiple books. I'm assuming they're captivating. I just want to reread Redwall now talking about it. I don't think I ever read all of those books. I read quite a few of them as a kid, but I don't think I read every book in the series. I had quite a few of them. My favorite was Tagarung because of otters. There was a big otter on the cover. I don't know how I feel about the veins. Maybe if I extend them to the edge of the wing, it'll look less weird. But then they like run into each other, so I guess these ones in the middle will just kind of... And I guess if they're faded out too, it'll fade into the color of the wing, so it won't be as like crazy looking. It's very stark now because it's black on white, but I don't think it'll look this crazy when it's, you know, red on red or red on orange or whatever. I think this will be okay with color. It just looks a little crazy black and white. But I think that'll work. Let's see. The name represents the character, the first part represents their appearance, and then the second half represents their personality. So if they had blue fur and are calm like a stream, they would be named Blue Stream. Well, you know more than I do, because you've actually read Warrior Cat's books. So I'm going to take your word for it. There are many books in the series. If you wanted to collect them all, it would take you forever to read them all in that entire life, but you get it. Yeah, I believe it. Are they still making Warrior Cats books, like new ones? Or is it a finished series at this point? And this will be... I'll use a fluffy brush for this to kind of make it look like cotton candy. Maple cotton candy. I kind of want to bring the wing closer into the body so those lines, those veins or whatever, close to the body, and there's not this weird empty space where there's nothing going on. I think that works. And then I'm going to be a dirty cheater and I'm going to flip this for the other wing and then distort it. It'll work fine because there's going to be more layers on top. See, it started out wanting to be a candy bat, and I think I was inspired by, I think I retweeted, somebody did a plush toy of a bat with cosmic brownie sprinkles on the wings, and I thought that was so cute. And then I was drawing my Halloween Neopets, and I was like, I should do something Halloween-y on stream, or autumnal. It's turned into just autumn now, but something fitting for the season. Because I don't know about where you guys live, but finally we have autumn weather, cool breezes. I can wear a sweater comfortably. So I'm celebrating. And right on time, my mom's coming to town to visit in a couple days, so perfect weather for a visitor. I won't be sweating up a storm walking around everywhere. It'll be perfecto. Because usually when I get visitors, it's either horribly hot or it's miserably cold, like January. So this will be nice. Let's see. It's okay. I was lost in my own world before I read anyway. Let's see. There are many books in the series. Okay. They're still making new stuff, and there isn't even an animated adaptation yet. I'm surprised about that because I know they're super popular, and they have been for a while. I'm surprised nobody's done it. And I'm surprised they never did, like, you know, back when 2D animated movies had a chance of making money, why they never did a feature length of Redwall that was like for theaters. Because they did the TV show, which was a faithful adaptation, but pretty low budget animation. Like, they did the best with what they had, but I would have loved to see like a big epic, you know, Treasure Planet level animated Redwall movie. I would have lived for that. I would still watch that now. I'd get excited about that. Let's see, acorn cap. Let's look that up. Yeah, I think I overly simplified it. I kind of want to make it a little more round. Like that. And then make the texture wrap all the way around it. And it's kind of more like a diagonal than it is a checkerboard. Kind of like that. That looks a little too... That's too fancy. I think I'll simplify it and go checkerboard or like diagonal but flat. Because I kind of like when things are flat shapes with flat textures that don't wrap around the way they would in 3D, but it's on purpose. Kind of like that. Like, not Gumball. What is it? Is it? No. Chowder. Where, like, they have the flat textures on them, even though they're turning in 3D. I like that look. Okay. More autumn leaves. And, ooh, I like these big orange and yellow pointy ones. I do not know the trees that these leaves belong to, so apologies for my leaf ignorance if there's any leaf experts in the chat or the YouTube comments. But I'm just going to copy the kind of vague shape because I'm going to keep these simpler than they actually are. It'll kind of be like a leaf wrapping around on itself. So it's like the inside of the ear is a leaf because I want to get some different tones of color and maybe have it a little bit see-through. So I think that would be kind of neat. And just do a couple veins like so. I don't want to do a million. Like that. That'll be nice. Let's see. You got some candy ready? Get it ready to the house? Nice. When an indie studio tried to make it called Little Dragon Studio but couldn't do it because it was copyrighted, why can't the book series make an animated series themselves then? Yeah, somebody make it happen. People, make it happen. Hi, this is the first of these I've caught live. I usually miss them. The bad is cute so far. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. Do you watch the playbacks? I'm just curious. You don't have to answer, but I'm so curious if there's anybody out there that like knows my channel exists and that I stream but only catches the playbacks, because I don't have a huge audience in general, so I'm just curious about who watches and why. It's fun to know. Like, somebody's got to watch the playbacks. It ain't me, because I get too self-conscious about, oh, my voice was too quiet, or I was talking about nothing for too long, or, you know. Once it's out in the world, it's out in the world. It's not my problem. What other leaf shape could I do? I'm going to do a variety of leaf shapes from this, like, chart I'm looking at. That shape's good there. Kind of want, like, a thicker, chunkier leaf up here. Like this. You watched my videos from before I started streaming. I've seen a few of the playbacks. Cool. This is the second week where somebody's chimed in and been like, hey, I watched your old videos back in the day. You should make more. I'm like, okay, maybe I should. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm shocked people still watch those or remember them. I don't even remember most of them, to be honest. Oh, I was going to do the little maple seeds. Maple seed. I know what they look like off the top of my head, but it's good to get a visual still. I'm going to simplify these two, make it a chunky seed shape. And then make it kind of like that. And do some kind of texture in there to be like, to make lines. And we'll put, actually make this a little bit smaller because I think these leaves would be a bit bigger than the seed. We're going to copy this. We'll do like one here and then we'll do a leaf there. And then do one of them down here. I think that's enough seeds. You're lucky that your time is in the morning on the weekends. Yeah, it's funny how that works out. What gender is Maple Leaf? I feel like Maple Leaf would be a girl. What are your guys' opinions? If everybody wants Maple Leaf to be a girl, Maple Leaf can be a girl. I don't have a problem with that. Whatever. We'll make this smile nice and big and cute. Before I get back to the leaves, because I got distracted. Because I started thinking about the candy corn smile. Big candy corn teeth. Cute. I think I might make the eyes like that, like just like beady and not so shiny and reflective. I think that's kind of cuter. It's a little simpler because it's already such a complex thing with all the veins and everything, which will get simpler when I color it, but and especially these veins in the nose, they'll be like yellow or orange or whatever to match. It's kind of like a Deku leaf kind of thing. Always have watched you work relaxing and enjoy your fun personality. Aw. Thank you. Long-time fan. Lifelong fan. What other leaf shape could I go with for the other side? Let's do... There's like this long skinny one I kind of want to do for this side. I was going to do like an oak leaf, but they're so big and wobbly. Maybe I'll do one down here. The shape is just so like chunky and huge. It kind of takes away from the elegant swooshy thing going on here, but we'll try it. I want this very long, slender yellow leaf here with just a little bit of the back of it peeking out. With a few veins in it. Maybe an oak leaf like bent in half, you know? No, it wouldn't go like that. Ooh, maybe this like long, skinnier looking wiggly leaf. Let's do this. It's a little wiggle and then bigger. Like that. There, that keeps it kind of slender. Maybe make it a little shorter than that. That's a little crazy long for a leaf. Whoops. Like that. That and a little skinnier. That's okay. It's still huge. Okay. We're gonna make it smaller. Okay. Something like that. That's a little better. It's a little more reasonable. Some veins like this. How quiet are the streams when you're not here? I mean, it's like 4 or 5 people talking amongst themselves most streams, so depends. Sometimes there's nobody talking for a bit except me, so I'm talking to myself, which is fine. It is what it is. I don't promote my stream, so it's my fault. I just do them for fun. Let's do one more leaf up here. Like that. Just want like one more little something. Small leaf. Maybe more teardrop shape like that. That's better. Okay, I think this is enough information to start plugging in colors. Oh, he already looks so cute. And then the background will be like a swirl of wind that matches these, the direction of these leaves and seeds. Oops. Just want to make this not follow the curve so perfectly. There, that's a little better. That's cute. Okay. Lower the opacity a bit. Start working on some colors, some shapes. Let's see. POV, trying to figure out how you get points on YouTube. I have no idea. My oldest fan, yep. If I remember the way you found my videos is the one where I drew all the Pokemon Animal Crossing villagers. Yeah, it was the Animal Crossing. And I never finished the Pokemon one because the iPad I had all those on the screen got smashed, and turns out Apple will not just replace the screen. And I could have taken it to a third-party place, but I was just like, I wanted a new iPad anyway, so I ended up getting a refurb, new to me one, which is the one I'm using currently, and just said bye-bye to all the stuff that was on there, except for like 2 or 3 client things I was working on at the time. It's like, I am not transferring 150 files over, like, couldn't be me, or 151, so whatever. Maybe I'll take a stab at it again one day, but no promises. If I ever do, it'll probably be in like a little Golden Books cutesy style, like what I'm doing for this bat here. Instead of the more true to what they actually look like style I was doing before. But no promises. I barely stream a couple hours like every week. Like, this is a lot to ask of me on top of my freelance work. Let's see, you became a fan when I first watched your stream for drawing suggestions. Yeah, I've been streaming a minute now. Probably a year at this point, over a year. I don't know, I forget. Time flies. Time flies. I'm too lazy to go check when my first stream was. Influence over the hybrids because he wanted to be a part of it. It's the one who wanted to give Salami a second chance. Yeah, I like the names a lot. That's been a lot of fun. It's like the finishing touch. Instead of adding my artist signatures, adding the character's name. Which, oh, I should add a little fancy. I'm going to add maple leaf over here, actually, while I'm thinking about it. Maple leaf. What a beautiful little signature. There are probably like 200 more Pokemon since you've... Oh, brother, there's like 1,000 Pokemon. I would never do more than just the original 151, because there's some I like outside of that. Like, I've drawn Trubbish and a couple others. Let me see real quick. Who do I have immediately that I've drawn? Shoot. I know there's a Trubbish somewhere. We're going way back. Here he is. So, like, I like some of the newer Pokemon. Like this guy, I think he's great. So I would draw them if I felt like it, but I don't have a connection to any but the original 151 because I'm old. So, those are the real Pokemon to me. So those are the ones I would do if I ever did it. When we can do the normal hybrids again. Let's shoot for November. Because it's spooky season now. Or it's autumn, whatever. This is barely Halloween themed. It's Halloween themed in that it's a bat and there's candy corn. But I would say November. Though I will be gone in the middle of November for 1 week. So. But let's do first weekend of November. We'll do the normal hybrids. I think it'd be fun. Patamon. Patamon is cute. Yeah, close enough to a Pokemon, huh? That was another request. And I know nothing about Digimon, so that was a fun one for me to, like, look up the ref and try to figure out how to draw it in my style. That was a cute one. His little juice box. I think I'll do this on one layer and then the leaf on another layer to make it easier to color. I think that'll work better than doing clipping masks. Oops. It's spooky month, does a little It is a dance-worthy occasion. I would post the pictures on social media, but in the world of surveillance and GeoGuessr professionals, it would be very simple to track down where I live based on the photos of, like, my neighbors' houses. But rest assured, my neighborhood is looking very cute for Halloween. I shared with my friends and family on my lockdown Facebook. There's a lot of houses with a lot of really cute decor. Like ghosts hanging. The neighborhood I live in, it's like houses next to each other, like in a line with stairs that go up to them. And then here's the sidewalk, and then here's like trees over here. And what a lot of people have done is they have string lights hanging between their porch and the trees. Which is really cute. And then some of those string lights have like little ghosties hanging off of them and spiders and all kinds of stuff. So it's just very festive. It's very cute. I love it. That's it. This is what my neighborhood looks like, by the way. This is a visual. I love it. It's really cute. And every day people put new stuff up, and my house that I live in, the person who owns it is decorating as well. So it's very cute. You can't trust any app. I know, I'm like, my face and my voice is already online, so like there's nothing I can do about that. But I'm not posting pics of like my neighborhood, you know, onto any social media. That's just silly. The GeoGuessr professionals would have me laser pinpointed in 30 seconds. So then, like, if I'm going somewhere, I'll, you know, post pictures of where I went after I've long since returned, or what, you know, whatever. Even though I don't think anybody's following me. People are weird online. Basic online safety. Oh, I didn't even want to do that. I didn't want to do outlines. What am I doing? I'm getting lost in the sauce here. I was thinking of what I was doing for my Neopets characters. Actually, I could keep some of that. Like for the veins. Yeah, I'll do these veins on their own layer to keep some of that. And then the leaf shapes would be... Or you know what? This would be on its own layer because I want it to... No, I don't want it to clip. Alright, I got it. The top vein will be its own layer. And then the leaves will be their own layers with clipping masks with the veins inside them. So it doesn't go outside the lines. That's the way to do that. wholesome Christmas movies. Wasn't Christmas about family and giving in Jesus? Yeah, I don't know. What are your guys' favorite Christmas movies? I like It's a Wonderful Life. I like Elf a lot, weirdly, because I'm not really a big Will Ferrell fan outside of Elf. But I do like that movie. Even I don't like Zooey Deschanel either. It's a wonder I like that movie. He just sells it as Buddy the Elf. He's perfectly annoying and wholesome. It's hard to play an overly positive, irritating character that you somehow still root for. Because that's not a type of character I would typically root for in a movie. But he just plays it perfectly. And for bad Christmas movies, I like Jingle All the Way, because it's very funny to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger try to do like the wholesome Christmas dad character. I think that's funny. You were watching Elf a lot when you were a kid? I don't know, is it TBS or one of these stations that for Christmas they just do a Christmas story on loop all day? I'm like, that one's alright, but it's kind of funny growing up at like in the 90s, and that movie was like a parody or like a nod to the nostalgia that people growing up in the 80s would have had. So I'm nostalgic for a nostalgic... It's like 3 layers of nostalgia when you didn't grow up in the 80s. It's just weird. There's a lot going on with that. Alright. Let's do... What layer is this now? What did I just draw? What is this? This is nothing, okay. This is this. I should make this a different color so I can see it. Let's make this red. So when I do make it the correct color, I'll be able to tell in the layers. Let's do a clipping mask on the ears for the top part. Like this. Like this. And I guess it counts as a Halloween and a Christmas movie, but I do love Nightmare Before Christmas. You could watch that either holiday, though I think it does work a little bit better at Christmas time. I think because the other Christmas movies are usually so sugar sweet that it's a nice balance to that, you know, but it's still wholesome. Do you ever find a show and feel like it would have been a show you would have watched if you were a kid and get weird nostalgia for it? I'm trying to think of an example of that. I don't know. What's your example of that? Maybe it'll give me an idea. That I would have watched as a kid. I used to make fun of my sister for watching Hannah Montana and stuff a lot. And I never watched it myself except like when she had it on. But now like when I see Miley Cyrus stuff, I get like nostalgic for it, even though I was not a Hannah Montana fan. I think Miley Cyrus as a musician is wildly talented and gifted as a vocalist, songwriter. But I was not into Hannah Montana as a kid. But when I see Hannah Montana clips on like TikTok or whatever, I get nostalgic for it. It's just funny how that works. You don't watch many movies, though. You watched Klaus last year during Christmas time. How was that? Was that the animated one that was on Netflix for a while? I remember enjoying that, if that's the one I'm thinking of and not some other movie. Some pretty beautiful animation in that. Joking that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yeah, that's a Christmas classic. Along with Gremlins is another Christmas but not Christmas classic. And I'm sure there's other examples. I'm like 99% sure Gremlins is set at Christmas time. Trying to find the video that gave you nostalgic thoughts. A YouTube video of like shows you forgot or something.
The animated one about the origin of Santa and such. Oh yeah. Yep, it's like that 2D, 3D mix style, right? I thought that was very, very beautiful. Beautifully done. I haven't seen that in years, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit. I guess these leaves and seeds can be on this layer as well. Or no, because, yeah, it has to be underneath. So let's do a layer here and make this layer green, just so I can see it. Whoops. Or make it a new layer. Thank you. Like this. And kind of do some more straight against curve shapes like that. The Grinch, yeah. Do you mean the old animated one or the Jim Carrey one? Because the Jim Carrey one's very good for Christmas. I mean, they're both good for Christmas, but my first thought was the Jim Carrey one. Which some people don't like that movie, but I thought as far as like a live action adaptation of a Dr. Seuss book, that's the only one that's like any good. Or CG adaptation or whatever. Any adaptation they've tried doing that wasn't like the 2D animated have all been pretty bad except for that one, because nobody on Earth could have played the Grinch except Jim Carrey. Nobody else could have made that movie work. Very pretty movie. We watched Tokyo Godfathers too. Oh, that's a great movie. Satoshi Kon. I keep seeing people post clips of like Paprika and stuff on Twitter as an example of like incredible animation. I'm like, I should watch that again. It's been many years. And Perfect Blue as well. And I also liked, I'm not an anime enjoyer, like really. But I did like the anime that Satoshi Kon did, the Paranoia Agent. I enjoyed that. Both are fun. I found a theme song for a show called Baj. I don't know why, but I felt nostalgic for it. Sometimes the chords that theme songs use just get you. They just get you in the heart. I'm sure there's some music theory as to why certain chords just get you right in the feelings. Is this on the same layer as this? Okay, whatever. It'll work. Oh, I forgot to do the seed on that layer too. Shoot. And the veins. What am I doing? Alright, we'll just do it on this layer. It's fine. It's fine. When the opacity is 100, it'll look good anyway. Or no, I want to do the middle vein and then do the other veins on a leaf layer. Or as a clipping mask for this layer. Which I'll do in a minute. Maple seed helicopters are a nice touch. Yeah, I thought that would be fun to give a little visual variety from the leaves. And I think it'll be nice when I get that swirly shape painted in too that I want to do. Maybe we'll do very monochromatic and then add touches of like yellowy green for like a highlight. That's what I have in my mind's eye anyway, is a lot of deep red, orange, everything everywhere. Let's do this leaf on its own layer. Like that. We'll do the teeth on this layer as well. Like so. What else has been going on with me this week? I'm just thinking. I'm like, I feel like I'm just talking about, and here's a line, and here's another line, and here's another line. I feel boring on stream sometimes. Oh, I got a ticket to see Pink Pantheress in concert here in Chicago, which is very exciting for me. I love her music. I don't think she's put out a single song I don't like. So that'll be good. Tickets were semi-affordable. It's pretty sad when like any concert under $100, you're like, yeah, that's cheap. After the Ticketmaster fees and everything, it's like $65 for standing room. I'm like, whatever, that's cheap. It's a bargain if it's under $100 anymore. But I'm looking forward to it. Sent a message to Emin about the shoe that gave me nostalgia. Huh. They're brown now in the fall. Yeah, I'll do like a brownish orange color for the helicopters, I think. I'm liking just the beady eyes. I've been trying to move away from eye shine because it's not the hip trendy thing to do in illustration nowadays, and I kind of like it. It's got its own charm to it. And then this... Here, I got an idea. I'm going to separate this part of the body onto its own layer. Oops, I just drew a line for no reason. Right. Where did I put that? Oh, I just drew it on this layer. There we go. That's fine. So that I can do the fur and stuff underneath the head. Like this. This puffy... I'll do it with a soft brush here in a second on top. Just to make it look extra fluffy and soft. But this way it'll be under the head and on top of the body. Let's do round render. And add this nice soft see-through texture on top. Or in the edges. And the inside I'll use this brush as well. It's fluffy. Great, and that should put the head on top. And then now we need... Where's the leaf? Or, right here. Then this can be the wings. Right here. I sent a message on here about the show that made me nostalgic. How did I misspell everything? That's okay. It was a show called Baj. Is that the message you're talking about? I haven't heard of that. I thought you were talking about sending a message to somebody named Amin, who made a video about something you were nostalgic about. I'm misinterpreting what I read here. And I'm going to bring in that leaf shape here in a second. There we go. I'm going to be in chat but not talking for a bit. All good. Feel free to lurk. Come and go as you please. Alright, I think everything is on its own layer now. I need to do a clipping mask for the leaf veins. Let's do that. Set to clipping mask. And just start drawing these veins in, and I'll extend them to the edge of the leaf because I think that looks better when it like goes outside the edge of the leaf. Like that. Like that. And we'll do some that are a little crookedy. I think that looks kind of cute. They're not perfect. That's cute. And we'll do... This part will be darker, and then almost like a crosshatch for the texture on these, the seeds. Like that. We'll do it like this real quick. And then erase the top part. And then have these match going the other way. Like so. Simple, I'll just do like 3 on these. 4 on this one. And same thing I did for the other helicopter seed, something like this, and then crosshatch. Like so. Oh yeah, and this guy over here needs it as well. Like that. I think that's all the leaves there. And then now to do the same thing for the wings. Maybe a little bit bigger for these veins. Like that. And then these I'm going to draw as if they go to the edge of the wing. I'm going to taper them out with color. So like fade into the color of whatever the wing is. Just erase the ends of them with like a soft brush or something. Maybe make this a straight line. No, I like it a little bit curved. Maybe, or maybe like this. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Like the straight line of it. Maybe bring this up like here. There, I think that looks pretty cool actually. I think the straight lines make it look a little more folk arty. I don't know. I don't know what word to use for that, but do the same thing on this side. And so they won't be perfect twins even though they were copied from each other in the sketch. This is a fun trick to save some time and energy duplicating things, but then when you redraw them or trace them or do the line art or whatever, make them a little bit different, and then it won't look like you cheated. Do some lines up here. And these will go to the edge of the wing here. These go here. And then bring this over here. Like so. There we go. And then we have to do the same thing for the inner ears. Where's that at? Where's that? Oh, right here. Perfect. Whoops. Hid some layer without meaning to. We'll do... We'll simplify these as well. Make them a little bit chunkier. And extend it to the edge of the leaf. Ooh, hold on. I wanted to make these semi-transparent too, because I think that looks kind of cool. So if I bring that all the way out like that. Sorry if I'm missing something important in chat. I'm in the leaf zone. I'll look up here in a second. I can see it out of the corner of my eye moving a little bit, the chat. I'm not ignoring you guys, I promise. I'm in the leaf zone. There we go. I think that looks cool with it kind of semi-transparent like that. Like that. Or like this. There we go. Maybe these will go like this to match the curve of the way the leaf points up. Like that. Okay, I think that looks good. And the candy corn teeth and the leaf here and the acorn needs some stuff too. And we'll clipping mask this so it doesn't go outside the lines. We'll we'll do just the middle part of the candy corn. And then do this for the acorn hat. And not worry about it being perfect or not. I think it looks cute when it's imperfect. And clipping mask. That does a lot of the work for us. And I think now everything is on its own layer. Why is this hidden? Okay. And then this maple leaf, the signature needs to be cleaned up. MAP. Make that cleaner. Maple leaf. Alright, now the fun part. Getting all the correct colors of everything. Oh, I forgot the mouth too and the eyebrows. Well, the eyebrows are on there, but the mouth didn't get redrawn for some reason. I thought I did it already. Maybe I did, but whatever. Okay, now let's make all the layers 100%, and I'll check the comments here to see if somebody's yelling at me that I did something really horribly wrong. And then we'll make these colors not this, because this is just a placeholder so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, then hide the sketch. And then I wanted to do, real quick, I wanted to do this like swirl shape with, let's do it with the chalk. And we'll do it with a really obnoxious color so I can see what I'm doing, and then make it a not obnoxious color so it looks good. I just want this cool swirling wind shape. More opaque in the middle. It just wraps around and it's carrying all this stuff flowing all around him. Like this. Let's see. What did I miss in the chat? Well, my head's like tilting out of frame. Let's see. Colors are nice so far. Thank you. Has anyone watched Wonder Pets? I have not. A trailer for a reboot called Wonder Pets in the City. We need a player of Salami. If we were going to show with these characters, the main characters would be Salami and Snickers, and be called The Great Adventures of Salami and Snickers. I agree. A plushie of Salami. I agree. YouTube has been horrible with copyright. You ever watch something and then you keep thinking about making it hard for you to sleep at night? I used to be that way with like, not even horror movies, but like documentaries about like true crime and stuff. I would be thinking about that. Because it's real, you know, but as far as like a movie that's left me with a lot of questions and stuff like that, that's kept me up thinking. I haven't had an experience like that in a hot minute. I'd have to think. Like inspiration for ideas keeps your mind awake, or something really horrific, or something really amazing. I don't know. I haven't had a movie keep me awake in a minute. Alright, I want some of this showing. Ooh, I want these wings to be a little bit transparent too, so bring that swirl all the way behind. That way a little bit of it will be visible very subtly behind the wings. Because I'll make them fully opaque for now, but then make them a little bit translucent later. Okay, so alpha like that. First things first, let's make that swirl, or maybe we'll do an inverse where the swirl can be kind of a golden color, like the same color as the background, and then the background can be white, because that's how I do. I like the white background because it's very storybook. It does make my face look a little scary, but we're gonna deal with it. Or maybe that's too stark. No, you know what? I might actually do a different color background. Let's do this a little bit more of a honey color then, or caramel, something or other, like that. Let's do that. You watched the story, The Idea as a Person? Oops. Ah, my mic. Sorry. My sock just pulled on my cord.
Person who's been sent to purgatory. The universe has already ended because purgatory takes place at the beginning and end, so they make a new universe. Ooh, you know, that as a kid, what freaked me out is Men in Black, where they have like the marbles and the universe is inside a marble, and there's some alien playing with like hundreds of other marbles. You know, that was like whoa when you're a kid. When you're like 9, you're like whoa. That'll keep you up at night. So that's one example of something like that. I just hit undo on everything, didn't I? I sure did. So I think I got water on my screen. Oh well. Easily fixed. Or you know what? Because everything's going to be warm tone. Maybe make the background like a bluish gray sky like the way it would be in autumn. Where it's like a light grayish blue like that. And then make this white, because it makes it look kind of cool and chilly, which is kind of autumnal. I don't know. We're gonna go back to the earth tone for now and then figure it out. We got more important business, like these leafy ears. Gotta get some oranges and yellows in here. We're gonna make this ear kind of the color palette for the whole piece. So let's do bright orange as like a base. And then some darker burnt orange shades in there as well. We want some deep reds, like rich, rusty reds, and then some bright red in there too. Want a little bit of everything. Maybe like brighter red in the middle because it's kind of see-through. So it would be a little hotter and warmer with the light coming through the ear. Like something like that. Maybe even brighter, like this. Yeah, that looks a little vibrant. Dig that. See, the universe won't end in millions of years knowing there's a big chance it will still happen scares me. Yeah. Yeah, the sun exploding. When you first learn about that as a kid, it's kind of frightening, but... Excuse me, sorry. I hate making weird noises in the mic. I'm so sorry to anyone who had to hear that, especially headphone wearers. I'm gonna see if I brighten this up and make it kind of the same colors as the leaf. It makes it not as, like, stark looking. It gives it that nice warm glow too, which I really like. I kind of want to smudge this a little bit and bring in more like a brighter, an even brighter, like golden yellow. Like that. That looks very illuminated. Extend that color back there. Make these ears just somewhat translucent. Not a lot, but like a little bit. And I like the dark brown color for his fur, actually. It's very autumn, but I might lighten it up around his eyes just so you can see his eyes. Like a face mask shape. You're out of your ability to stay, so you're gonna go. Bye-bye. Have a great night. Or day. Candy corn teeth orange. Yeah, I will. I'll make them orange, don't you worry. What was I on? Oh yeah, these ears. I like this chocolatey brown color, but I might lighten it up a little bit. And have it go warmer toned at the base of it, or like the shadow of it. There we go. It looks pretty good for the ear. Working our way from the bottom to the top. Let me look at my autumn leaf little cheat sheet here. We're gonna get a little bit of yellow green going in here. But let's make everything this base orange first and then go from there. Kind of like an underpainting. We'll do this like yellowy green on a couple of these leaves, maybe a little bit more green. And I like keeping the colors kind of chunky and distinct, like that. I like that. Then I want to see this yellowy green color reappear down here a little bit. Maybe make it a tinge more green. A little bit darker. Just wanted a little pop of that faded green, you know? I think it's so pretty. I almost erased it entirely there. Okay, there's a little bit of it there. And I'd like to get not totally purpley red, because I think this is so warm tone. I don't want to bring too much cool tone into it, but just a touch of that I think would be kind of nice. This like raspberry red. It's a little bit cool tone. Kind of like that. Maybe brighten this up a little bit. Not that bright. Like there. I think that looks good. And then the little maple leaf helicopter seeds. I'll make like definitely darker than the background so you can see them. Something like this. And then yellow them up a little bit. Because they are kind of like dried out looking. Something like that. And then what else? I want kind of like a golden yellow for these other two. Golden yellow that fades into orange. Or maybe like a deeper redder orange like that. I think it's pretty. We'll do the same on this one. And maybe add a little touch of that green on this. Just to brighten it up a little bit. And then these we'll do just a little bit darker. Just a little bit darker. I've been so in the zone, I've barely taken a sip of my drink this whole time. That's how you know I'm focused. Just locked into this idea. Let's do this actually more saturated in red. Is this the veins? Okay, we don't want them to be that much darker. Let's do like that. And then even more like that. Colors look outstanding. Thank you. I'm getting better at just eyeballing colors and going with it. I'm trusting my instincts with color. I want it to look very autumn. Can you tell I'm in the autumn spirit? It was finally pleasant to go for a walk today. I was overjoyed. The sweater on, I had a little chill. It was great. Maybe a little bit darker on this end and then a little bit brighter on this end, like smudged. There we go. And go a little bit darker on this end of the leaf, like that. I think that's all those. Smudge it. Oops. I should make that leaf yellow also at the tip. There, like that. Like so. Beautiful.
Maybe a little bit darker, actually, so you can see it. It's not quite the right orange. Maybe that. Just a hint of yellow down there. There. There, beautiful. Now let's do the main leaf. We'll do it similar to the ear colors, where it's like glowing in the middle and then darker on the edges, but we're gonna do a little bit more red, I think. Let's start with like the glowing middle of it. And then go out to the outer edges, make it kind of orange. I think I want to bring some of that bright red from this leaf in to the tips. So I think it'd be pretty. Some of that darker. There we go. A little bit more orange. More of a warm glow than super bright. Because in contrast with the red, it's going to look very light anyway. This is so similar to a thing I did years ago. And I don't even know if I have it on this iPad to share it. But years ago I did a leafy bat like this, but this one's much better. Let's change these veins, make them a little bit darker at the bottom, a little bit lighter at the top, a little bit darker at the bottom, a little bit brighter at the top. Kind of blend them in a little bit with the wing so it's not as crazy looking. So like just softly erase the ends of these so they blend in and aren't so pointy. We don't want anything sharp. Fade in to the wing. Good. I think that looks better. Bean will love Maple Leaf. I hope so. I hope so. He's a cute little guy. Or she's a cute little girl. Whatever our chat decided on. We'll do black for the eyes and eyebrows and nostrils. Whoops. Want to do round render, do a nice soft fluffy textured fluffy collar here. It's supposed to be maple cotton candy, but it could just be fluff and puff. That's fine. We'll do a little bit warmer color at the bottom, bring in those mapley tones. It looks fluffy and yummy to me. This color, we're gonna bring in some of these red tones from the leaf, but then make it brown and dark also, just cause. Just want to get some texture. We get a few different tones and textures of brown and red and orange. Just make it a little bit more interesting. There. That's better. Do the same for the head. And then maybe a little bit lighter up top. Use the chalk brush. So we can get some contrast between the ears and the head so you can see them a little bit better. Make this a little bit brighter, shall we? If there's light hitting his head. Be a little brighter at the top. And there'd be a shadow under the acorn hat. Don't make it too 3D, but a little shadow's cute. Brighten this up a little bit on this edge too. There. I think that reads okay. I am going to shave a little bit of this shape here. This is not even. And this right here. Give him a little trim. Okay, I think that's cute. Now onto the candy corn and leaf and acorn hat. I forgot what order candy corn colors are in, so I have to Google a picture of candy corn. Okay, it's white on the tip, orange in the middle, yellow on the bottom. Okay. I forgot. I thought it was yellow on the tip for some reason. Okay, we'll do white here, and then it's yellow, so we're going to sample that yellow from the wing and make that the bottom. Maybe even a brighter yellow. Like that. And then this middle part is orange. So now we got candy corn teeth. And this nose wing thing we're going to make yellow so it really stands out against the brown. Bring some of that orange in with the more textured square brush to get some of that grit in. Like that. Beautiful. And then the veins on this we're going to make really subtle because there's too much going on with the nostrils too. So we'll just make it just a touch darker. And then really soften it up. Smudge it around. Make it really blend in and subtle, but still there. Cute. And then for the face, I wanted to try lightening up just behind the eyes a bit so you can see them. Let's try this color as like a mask. So like, if it's the whole head, like, yeah, I kind of like that actually. With the chalk, it's soft, it's very subtle. And I'll lighten it up a little bit more behind the eyes too, but something like this. Something like this. Erase a little bit over here. Perfect. Let's make that a little bit brighter behind the eyes and a little warmer. Let's blend it with like this. I don't want it to be too much different from the color of everything else on the head, but just light enough that like there's a little bit of contrast. So I like that. Yeah, that's cute. That's subtle, and it makes the eyes pop out. And it's kind of a warm, pinkish, mapley color. Or, like, I don't know, coffee color. I don't know. It fits. What else do I want to do? Oh, yeah, the veins on the other leaves. And the acorn hat. So let's do acorn hat. And we'll make it dark, even though I think acorn caps aren't super dark. But I want some darker brown in here just for contrast. And then the lines on it can be brighter, because I think that would look kind of cute like that. I think that's fun. Maybe a little bit less bright like that. I think is pretty good. And then maybe on one side of the acorn hat it's brighter, because it needs to pop out against that wing a little bit. Let's see. Or just go super dark with it. That might be the move. Instead of going lighter, just go super dark. But does that read as an acorn when it's inverted like that? I don't know if it does. So maybe I could go even darker for the lines, like pitch black. And then go a little bit lighter on the acorn cap. So like... Yeah, I think that works okay. And I can just do a bit of this highlight color on the edge of the acorn hat, and then it'll pop out from that wing too. Or the ears, rather, not the wing. There, I think that works. I like the idea of the lighter lines, but it didn't read as acorn cap when I did that, so... Legibility is key. And then we'll make the stem just dark. Brown at the top. Okay, I think that works. Alright, the seeds and the veins now. What layer are they all on? Oh, I can get rid of this other... Where's the second maple leaf? I know there's two. Right here. There we go. This is the older one, so I can delete that. Okay, cool. I kind of want to make the names subtle, too. Like a light toasty brown. Maple leaf. I want to make this wind, whatever, a little bit darker and more obvious, more orange. I just want it slightly deeper and richer on what's going on. Okay, I think that works. Lower the opacity a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. Seeds and veins, and then I think it's basically done. And I spent the whole stream working on this guy, so I can really finagle him and finesse him. I just got so in the zone. Oh, there's little things I can fix, like this part of the wings needs fixing too in a second. Okay, is that the same layer as everything else? Perfect. Alpha lock. We'll just copy the same color for the stem, whatever. Get a little bit darker on the edge. Or, ooh, brighter red on the edge. Like that. Bright red on the edge of all of them, and then fade into a color that matches. And goes with everything. Get a little bit later down here. Beautiful. Take this color. There. And now these seeds, these helicopter seeds, will just be dark brown. Maybe fade them out to the lighter color on the edge. Just to give it a 3D look without overdoing it. There. Or actually the light would be up top, so like that. There. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I need to fix this. These wings need like different shades of brown and depth and something going on. Then I can mess with colors and adjustment layers to really bring out some more autumnal colors. Hello, you new. How's it going? Okay. So what I'd like to do is take this whole thing and duplicate it. I almost hit delete. That would have been bad because you can't undelete in Procreate. So I'm going to merge everything down. Ooh, and I made the mistake of making this square again. So what I might do is I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to put it on a 4x3 canvas because I got to get with the program. Instagram is like 4x3 now and not square. Whoops. We're going to make everything fit this sort of orientation. It's not going to be perfect because it was designed to be squarish, but you know, whatever. That looks pretty good considering. That's not bad. And then we'll change the background color to be something nice and neutral and warm. Maybe a little more yellowy, like that. And then I can play with some textures and adjustment layers that are all clipped to the bat. Let's do... I want to get something gritty. I like this crosshatch. Let's try that. I'd like to get some like fur texture that isn't fur going on like the belly and stuff. So let's just try some stuff out. I do like this texture. I don't know if it's giving fur, but I wish it was... Ooh, I like this section where you can still see the hatching. I like where you can still see the rectangles of it. Ooh, that's cool right there. I want more like that on the body. Just want to add something to the body and the head. Ooh, that's kind of cute. Then we'll overlay it and see how it looks and then erase all the excess. Let's do overlay. Yeah, I like that. It's really subtle, but it just adds something. Some interest. And then I'll erase all the stuff that went outside the lines. So it's super hard to see anyway. Just like around the eye mask, so it's not so messy. There, that's really subtle, but I like it. It just adds something. What other little somethings can I just add? Textures. Grunge. Crosshatch fine. Scribbles. Crosshatch pattern. Diagonal. Ooh, that might be good. Ooh, ink dashes. That might be good for fur. Oh yeah, if I do that in like straight lines, let's just... Just like adding texture to stuff. I need to add more texture to things. I don't know if I want to follow the direction of the head necessarily, because I like when it's kind of flat. Let's also do overlay. There, that adds something. It's adding something. Digital art needs more texture. I think that does it. What else could I add? Oh, something for the fluff and puff of it all. The fluff and puff. What is fluffy and puffy looking? Star brushes, organic mark making. Wet media, dry media. Something that looks like a puff of cloud or something. Airbrushing, textures. Abstract, charcoals, spray paints. Ooh, maybe this medium nozzle. Let's try that. Just gonna, whoops. Ooh, that's nice and fluffy and soft. It doesn't add a ton of texture except on the very edges, but I'm not mad about it. I kind of want to add something with fine lines to make it look a little bit more cotton candy-ish in the fluff here. But I'm not mad about that little bit of glow that white added. I think that's cute. Let's do yet another clipping mask, and let's try to find something very fine, like a fine threaded, I don't know what I'm looking for. Maybe just do it with pencil. But pattern brushes, no. Brushes green, nah. Line brushes. None of these are really what I'm looking for. Would have to just do it by hand. What I'm picturing in my head. Okay. Sketching. Let's do this pencil. And just do a bunch of really fine... Ooh, if I just do like fine circles like this. It's like candy floss. I kind of like that. And I kind of like it white too. Again, very subtle, but... kind of like that. It's very subtle, but I'm into it. Then what else? I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna add... See, every time I look up at my screen, my head's tilted like this. I don't know what I'm doing with my head. Let's do a noise layer. And then overlay that. Nice and warm and gritty. I think the colors are good. I don't think an adjustment layer would do much for it, but just for fun while we're here, because I have a few minutes before I normally get off stream, let's just try something. So I like the colors where they're at, but I kind of want to add maybe a hint of like a grayish tone to neutralize it and make it not too saturated. Let's do like, this is the light, and like maybe we get like a more neutral grayish brown. Because I notice in like fancy paintings, there's a lot of grays in fancy paintings. So I'm trying to incorporate more grays into my colors, which seems counterintuitive if you want very colorful things, but it actually makes your colors like more sophisticated. I don't know. There's a lot of grays in nice paintings. Let's just try it out. And let's just try different blending modes. Like, overlay does not do what I thought it would do. Pin light? Ooh. That's alright. Or maybe I just desaturate the whole thing a little bit. Saturation. Super bright. If I pull it in a little bit. Just take it down a little bit. I think that's okay. Color. There, then it's still warm. And then if I mask and erase just where like the light is really coming through, like here, it'll brighten it up. Just in the, right where the sun's coming through. Just little pockets of it. There, that's kind of cool. Alright, I'm liking him. Let me see how he looks to you guys on stream before I commit to saving it. Oh, it looks good on stream. That came together really well. Dang. Alright, I'm happy with that. My pop is completely flat now, but I'm gonna take a celebration swig. I'm happy with how Maple Leaf turned out. I think this is a good autumnal piece. It's not spooky and Halloweeny like I thought it might be, but I'm happy with it.
All right, I'm going to post this to social media as soon as I get off stream. I might post it without the name on it, just because. Or I'll make the name more subtle. I don't know. But I like it as like a piece, like a print or something. I don't know. We'll see how I feel when I go around to paint it or to post it. You nailed it. Thank you. And with that, I might get off stream a little bit early tonight because I don't think I'm going to start or finish a piece in the next like 15 minutes. And I'm pretty happy with this. Good autumnal piece. So thanks everybody for tuning in and commenting and helping me brainstorm this little guy or girl or whatever. I'll post this on my stream art Instagram as well as my regular art Instagram as soon as I get off here. So I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all next weekend. Peace.